I'm quickly going to go over some posterior chain movements. That's movements involving your lower back, your glutes, and your hamstrings. This is one of the best that I can tell you to do. Okay, this will make you strong. You got to be strong in the back. This holds everything together. Core holds everything together. This is called a glute ham chair or a Roman chair. We'll hear it called both. It's a Roman chair. It doesn't have the bottom pad. A basic adjust is I'm just going to pick this up, slide it back and forth until I get it to the desired length. My hips should be on or past the pad when I get on. So I'm going to get in, lock in. It's down to a stretch and up to a squeeze. So I'm actually going to curl all the way up. There's actually an extra movement I can do on this too, coach. Actually, two extra movements. But this is a glute ham movement. Locked in. Notice if I set up, my knees will fall straight through. But if I'm here, I can hold myself based off the pad. So I'm down to a stretch. I'm up to a squeeze. So I'm here, I'm going to breathe out on the way up. I'm finding gravity. There's my squeeze on my hamstring. I'm going to set up 10 to 12 of these. This is a more advanced movement. Okay? If I wanted to do out to the straight, that would be called a hyperextension. So I can just do a hamstring movement and still work on the back, seem more like a Superman if I simply just go out to a straight movement. So a hyper would look more like this. I'm down, out to a straight hold, down stretch, out to a straight hold. Okay? Again, 12 to 15, you can get a few more. You're cutting down your range of motion. The glute ham is going to be more hamstring, and the hyper is going to be more lower back. Okay? Another great movement. I'm going to extend out this a little bit more. So I've got a reverse hyper. So the other one was a hyper extension when I lifted my upper body off of it. Now this is a reverse hyper. I'm going to go backwards on the machine, stomach, belly button on the pad, reach across, lift my legs up 1, up 2. These are not that hard. Sets of 15 are pretty common. It's a great warm up. Some other really good movements for your posterior chain. Okay, one would be a good morning, simple good morning. We were doing these yesterday with the football team. Hands up. I'm going to have weight forward on my toes. My heels are about to come off the ground. I'm down to a stretch. I'm back up. It's a very simple movement. Down to a stretch. Feel the stretch in your hamstrings. Have your weight forward. If I'm rocking my hips back, I'm firing my hip flexors to hold myself. If I'm forward, I'm firing my hamstrings. Again, this is posterior chain. I want to fire my hamstrings. Down stretch. Back up. I can add to this with weight on my back. Beginners, novice, start off body weight with a good stretch. You can have a slight bend in your knees, stretch through the entire hamstring. Slight bend in the knees, stretch through the entire hamstring. Back up. I'm not going to bend a whole lot more when I go down. I'm going to have a slight bend and hold that bend. Next movement, it's called a ball Superman. Do a lot of fun stuff with these balls. These things are really good for core body strength. This is called a ball Superman. You can also do versions of a reverse hyper or a hyper of these balls. But right now, I'm going to demonstrate. If you're somewhere you don't have a ham chair, you can use one of these for those also. But right now, I'm going to demonstrate a Superman. We're going to split our body, work across. One hand to the other, one hand to one foot. So I'm going right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot. Big thing here is I want spinal flexion. I want to go down and stretch, suck all the blood in. When I come up, I want to breathe out and reach. Down and stretch, up and reach. Breathe out on the way on contraction. Now stretch. Up, reach. So normally we do a set of 15, more advanced, 20 to 25. Okay? Normally a set of 15 on those. If you're going to do just the hyper, you're going to do just the hyper or the reverse hyper, either one, again, 15 to 20. Okay? Great posterior chain movements. Last one, this is a great hamstring movement also. Big and balanced, you'll see it as a warrior stance in yoga. I'm just going to hold 2 dumbbells, so I'm actually going to do a weighted warrior stance, or we call it a single leg RDL. I'll turn slightly sideways so you can watch what I'm doing. I'm going to keep my back leg straight, extend my heel out as far as possible. I'm going down to the stretch and back up. I don't want to go down fast and back up. I want to control the movement. Down, back up. Athletes have to have balance. You have to have balance on this. You want to fire your stabilizers to hold yourself and balance yourself. You can also balance with the dumbbells. I would do 10 to 15 on one leg. Simply go to the other leg. And again, it looks like this. I'm down to a stretch. Back up. Slow down the movement. Any of these movements that you do fast, you're wasting your time. Slow down the movement. Fire the stabilizers. Get stronger.